What's going on, everybody? Sorry I'm a little late here. 5 minute head start y'all got on me. Let's see who's here. Pew Pew, Lucky Butter. What's going on? Mark Rose, what up? Matt Logic 44. Obi-Wan Gomez. Mr. Jones. Said, what's good, Sonny? Selling off a bunch of your toys like you've been seeing other toy folks doing lately. I need to. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I do need to. I got stuff that's like it's no longer I guess no longer something that I can think of to use to create content, I guess. Some things that I'm just like, I'm not really attached to it. So I should make some room. But yeah, I noticed a lot of people are selling off a lot of stuff, which is driving prices down. So it's kind of like, do you really want to get rid of it at this point? Because I mean, you'll be selling for pennies on the dollar. Let's see. Lucky Butter says, Mr. Jones, it's the hot new trend in the toy community. Selling anything? Yeah, no, everybody's selling everything. It's crazy. But if you're in the buying market, it's like a buyer's market at this point. So it's weird. It's weird. Mr. Jones says he's a hoarder and will sell anything. Yeah, I'm getting to that point. So I was like, I need to let go of some stuff. Like, I don't know. There's some stuff and I'm like, I don't know why I have that, but doing by 9,000, what's going on, man? Mr. Jones says, I'm not selling, but my Dason Brave Star shipped from 5K Toys today. Dang it, they really meant that was in stock. I thought they meant like it was one of those full price pre-orders that they do sometimes. But man, it's already shipping. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, we're here. We're live today. Hey, shout out to anyone who checked out my new podcast with Screw Toys, the Texas Toy Wranglers. We hope to bring you weekly episodes for the rest of your life, basically. Uh, some of y'all probably like, well, something you mean for the rest of y'all lives? What if y'all outlive us? We'll have enough episodes to cover through that time. Like Butter says, the OG Pink Skull Chaos Club 3 pack is down to 300. During COVID, it was all the way up to 900. Yeah, I think Kevin from Toying Around sold his for a good chunk of change, and then the price dropped when the new ones were announced. Lucky Butter says, understandable. I hate clutter, so it's hard to have so much stuff at one time for me. Yes, that does happen. Doombar 9000 says, I have bins of Marvel Legends I should sell, but I ended up thinking, what if I need it for a pick later? Then forget about it. That's where I'm at. I'm like, man, do I really need the sex slave Robin? I'm just saying that because I'm looking at him right there sitting on the shelf. I'm like, I don't know. He might make a Halloween picture good one day. And it's like, you can sell it and then be like, if I need it later, I'll just pick it up later on the second market. But then you might pay way more at that point because of the way the prices fluctuate. So it's a double edged sword, I would say. Um, but yeah, no, I get it. I get why people are selling. I don't get why people are selling and asking crazy prices. Like that's not well. I think what's hurting a lot of the selling too is that people are snatching up all the stuff from Ross and trying to sell it for over retail, which is crazy, but they were doing it. Mr. Jones says, in a perfect world, I'll be selling a bunch because I'm surrounded, literally no room for new stuff, but I can't stand to sell. Well, to me, it's like shipping costs are so high at this point. Well, not so high, but they're high enough costs that it's like you got to factor that in when you're selling to somebody. So you're like, I want to charge this much, but they're going to pay shipping that's going to take it up here. So it's like, do I bring this one down here to make it a little less impactful with the shipping? But yeah, I don't know. Miss Jones says, because the moment I do, I'll see it later and be like, oh man, I should get that back. But then can't because it's worth triple the value now. That's true. I was looking at, oh, what is it? The McFarlane Toys Red Hood, and because I was talking to my nephew who collects action figures, and he was asking me about some stuff. He said something about Jason Todd, and I was like, "Oh, talking about Red Hood?" And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah." And then he asked, he was like, "Do you have his action figure?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And I was like, I found it randomly at Walgreens one time and picked it up. And he was like, "What is? How much does it cost now?" And so I looked it up, and Mercari's selling him for anywhere over like I think I saw them for like $96 to about $114 for that $20 figure. I was like, man, if you sold him and try to get him back now, that's me insane. Mr. Joseph, that too, selling fees, taxes, and shipping costs. So you got to add all of that to the sale price. Yeah, if you sell through Mercari or eBay, especially Mercari is like eating away at your profits. It's almost like you if you sell over retail just so you can make your money back from the original price. Lucky Butter says the selling fees suck, especially for those higher value items. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I know. Um, I was messing with Mercari the other day, and I was just like, "What if I sold this for $100?" And they're like, "Oh, you would make like 70." I'm like, "Whoa, it's a big hit." Mark C says the McFarlane Red Hood with the finger guns. No, that one sells for like $10. You can buy that one dirt cheap. I'm talking about the OG one with the brown jacket, and it actually came with guns. He actually came with guns. Duma 9000 says I do want to find that Masterverse Faker everyone's finding Adidas for super cheap. No luck though yet. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people find them. A lot of people are like now into those those Masters of the Universe figures now that they're finding Adidas. Adidas when I saw the Masters of the Universe figures at Adidas, they were $4. I think one was even $3. So yeah, I could see why people are jumping on that. Lucky Butter says I sold a hot toy on Mercari and barely got my money back. Yeah, that's the issue. Like Mercari is crazy. Mr. Jones says, "Now I can't do Mercari or Facebook group. Too many hagglers." Yeah, dude. Facebook, man, you put something up there and they'll be like, "Oh, what was the one I saw? It was like insane the amount that they were asking at uh because sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I saw that get sold for $20 yesterday." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you can't find it for $20 today." And people are like, "Yeah, you're asking too much." I'm like, ah, dang. Mr. Jones says the first Red Hood never made its way down here. I heard a lot of people didn't see that one. Like I said, I was randomly at a Walgreens and it wasn't, I don't even think it was in the toy aisle. I think it was just like thrown on an end cap and I happened to see it. It wasn't in the ceiling tiles at a Target restroom, but it was not in the toy aisle. Lucky Bush says, I always hear Mercari is rough for buying and selling, but I've only had one issue with over 200 items sold. Not sure the concern. Everybody says it. I've never had issues with Mercari either. Mark C says, I'd assume selling on IG, FB, Discord, etc. is the way to go. FB's hard though because like everybody wants to use goods and services. I get it. I get it. You could get scammed, but some of us don't like the government knowing when we made that extra money. So it's just kind of one of those things. Like you got to use goods and services, and then you got to report it on your taxes. It's kind of, I don't know. It's like, is it worth it? I don't know. I did have a collector friend of mine here in Austin that was telling me there's a group in San Antonio that meets up in random parking lots and they do like a little swap meet or whatever, trade show, I guess, if you want to call it that. I guess swap meet's a more appropriate term. But they take their figures in, they sell them there, cash transactions and such. So I'm gonna have to hit them up and be like, hey man, when we gonna do this? Because that sounds way better. Duma 9000 says, well, I'm not into He-Man. Faker looks cool though. Something about robot clones or whatever he is. As Joe says, yeah, he's a robot. Like Butter says, I never get the sellers asking for 200 for a figure that barely sells at 140. The seller just like, I think that a lot of them do like overvalue what they have. And so they ask for these crazy prices without actually checking what the going rate is. Because I mean, some people will sell, what was it? There was a figure they're asking for like $40 for. And everybody pointed out, they're like, this is still readily available on Amazon, BBTS, Entertainment Earth. Yeah, like I think Walmart still had it available for delivery. And so it's kind of like you can't ask for a crazy price if you can still go to the store and pick it up. And if it messes up, you can take it back to the store. Because like if it messes up, you bought it for somebody else. What are you gonna do? Ask for a refund? I doubt they're gonna refund you. Like I wouldn't. Like if I told someone they were like, "Oh, it broke when I got it." Ah, block, delete it, erase my Facebook page, start comedy under a whole different name and alias. They would never find me. When they make Idiocracy 2, I'll use a different name. Mr. Jones says all the hackers in the FB groups. Hey, I see you're selling that for 120, but I just need it for parts. Can you do can you do it for $4? That I see that a lot too. They're all like, what is it? Sometimes they'll be looking for, in fact, I think I saw one they were looking for, God, was it that snakehead dude from Mexico? I forgot his name. But they were like, oh, I just need them for parts. And so they wanted to do below retail. I'm like, that's still kind of a new figure. Like nobody's gonna just do that at this point. Like you better just swap your meat. It's exactly what that was. Doombot 9000 says, how was your weekend, Sonny? It was great. I went to do stand-up comedy last night. Uh, I had a pretty good reaction from the crowd. I did have a few of the audience members come up and be like, "Hey, you were my favorite comedian of the night." And I was like, "Hey, thank you. I appreciate that." Normally, I don't like when they say that because the other comics might be around and hear that, and I don't want them to. I don't want them to feel that my positivity as a negative for them, and so I usually don't like when people tell me that. However, all the comedians left before I even got off stage, so the first comedian that went up, it was a homie of mine. He had 3 shows that night, so he had to bounce as soon as his was done. Then this other, let me see. Then a girl went up. She left as soon as she was done with her set. Then a dude went up and he left like 5 minutes into my set. So when I got off stage, there was no other comics there, only me and the host. And so when people came up to me, I was able to enjoy that moment and then be like, hey, you're my favorite. I'm like, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming out. As if they came out to see me. But yeah, normally I don't like that. But like I said, nobody was there. So I got to appreciate that for once. But yeah, it was really good. It is a new style of comedy. People seem to have taken a liking to it a little bit better than my older style, which I kind of figured they would. So that's what it'll be going forward. And I don't know if Matt Logic 44 is still here, but the if you're a channel member, I will upload longer clips in the next few days for y'all to see the comedy stuff because I've been clipping little small bits to put as reels and shorts and stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Uh, and so they'll get a little few bits and pieces from the jokes and stuff, but the channel members will get a little bit longer videos with like multiple jokes in one bit or whatever. But it won't be the full thing because it was like 15 minutes long, so it'll be like probably like 2 or 3 chunks that I'll throw in over there. But so look out for those. Mark Z says sell a hood figure for $40. Dude, the hood, his price is weird. His fluctuates all over the place. At one point, he was at like $24 because I don't know why. But now he's back to like 12 or 14 or something like that. It's not that bad. Lucky Butter says, Mr. Jones, true, I always hear horror stories on those Facebook groups. Drama queens, drama selling, and fools kicking Sonny out. Yeah, I haven't been kicked out recently, but I haven't really been posting a lot in the groups either. Duma Natal says Sonny's secondary name will be Winos. Winos. I know some winos. No. Mr. Jones says, yeah, I don't care what you're using it for. Price is a price. Once you get it, you can do whatever you want with it. Exactly. That's what it should be. Like if you go buy a car, like if you go buy a brand new car, you're not gonna be like, oh, you want 35,000 for that car? I just need the tires, bro. Can you do 1,800? Like you wouldn't do that. So that makes That makes a lot of sense. Marcus G says, "Do my Natana." That sounds Greek. You know, I should have like switched my last name backwards to try a new style of stand-up comedy. That would ever like, oh man, this was gonna have Sonny Castillo. He does slow delivery, deadpan, one-liner comedy. Or to be like, oh man, it's Wino's outlet sack. And he does different style than Sonny Castillo. And people be like, man, is this guy okay in the head? And they'll be like, no, he's not. Like, but if Mr. Jones, that logic makes no sense. Then sell the figure and get some money back, but the price is firm since it comes complete. Hang on, let's see. Okay. Sorry, a text message came through. And now I don't know where y'all went. There you go. All right. Marcus, he says, accept your flowers, ho. Lucky Bird says, private clips? Haha. Yes, private clips. Manlodge 44 says, I've been keeping up. Rick Jones says, I saw a clip. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll be putting those clips out. On YouTube, those clips have been like, they have guys like, I have 10 fingers. They got less views than the amount of fingers I have on my hands. But on Instagram and Facebook, they're doing pretty good. So I'll keep up with it. Like I said, YouTube is weird. YouTube is not sharing those videos at all. Which is crazy because I posted a video, it's about, I don't know, 4 minutes or something. It got over 50 views, I think. And so it's weird that actual stand-up comedy didn't do anything. But we'll see. I'll keep uploading, see what happens. Mr. Jones says, Sunford Castle. That would have been my alter ego. Marky said, a lit snack sounds legit. Lucky Butter says, as in the buyer's logic makes no sense, not you standing firm on your asking price. Yeah, no, the buyer's logic always never makes any sense. And I've been a buyer before. Dupont Not Down says, and he'll have a full set of hair. Oh, that would be crazy. Lucky Butter says, how was it filming the Texas Plastic Pocket Figs Wranglers podcast? That was cool. So I hit up Screw Toys about it a while back, and he was like, oh man, I finally got time, man. Let's go ahead and do it. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll do it. So we did it. I could have been better prepared. I'm not gonna lie. He had hit me up with these things. He was like, hey, get some of these for this list, these top 10 figures of 2023. I had that. Top 10 well, the top 10 that you missed in 2003 and the top 10 anticipated figures. I didn't really have a top 10 that I missed in 2023. But I was like, okay, well, let me think of some things. And as we're going along, I kept thinking, oh, yeah, that one right there. Let's see. Hang on. Okay. So yeah, so it went pretty good though. We try to keep it between 45 minutes and an hour, and we were way over that time. So at least we had the content, so that works out. Mark C said, "Do my 9,000 and no hot dog rolls in the neck." I've been losing a lot of weight. No, I haven't been losing no weight. I don't know if I lose weight. I'm pretty sure I'll stay those neck rolls. I think that's a thing. Mark C says, y'all will be uploading the podcast every Monday. No, they'll be uploading on Fridays. Mark C says, the schedule be random. We're trying to do it every Friday at 8 a.m. to try to get the breakfast crowd, on your way to work crowd, watch it during your lunch break crowd, or watch it when you get off of work crowd. BB's Chosen One, what's going on, man? It says, Sonny, what's good, man? Lucky Butter says, top 10s are fun to watch, but not do. I just grab some figures I like, because most of the time collectors pick the same figures. I do notice that. I do notice that a lot. Sometimes I wonder if they pick the top figures like that because other people pick those figures. And so sometimes I'm like, man, is that kind of like skewing your opinion of a figure because you're like, oh, everybody else likes this one. I kind of like it. I got to fall in line with everyone else and like it as well. Which to me, there's brands that I'm not fans of. Like, I'm not a big fan of NECA. Not a big fan of Super 7 either. But Some people put those in their top 10. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I mean, I got Alf. Alf was in my top 10, but that's a NECA figure. But I liked Alf as when I was a kid too. Like, but it's just sometimes you see some different ones. Yeah, I tried to be different. Although, if you saw the Geek Effect, two people also had my top figure. Kumar Nanta says, I haven't been able to watch the podcast yet. I worked all weekend. I plan to tomorrow. Great job. I just ruined it by spoiler alert. I should have said spoiler alert beforehand. But it was cool. I mean, we got like 25 views on it, which isn't bad. Then we got like 11 subscribers to the channel. So just trying to grow it, see what happens. It's a little bit different format because it's just me and him talking about predetermined topics, which is cool. I do think that we probably did too many top 10 lists at that, so we didn't really get a whole lot to ramble on about nothing. Kind of had to stay focused. But yeah, it was fun. So hopefully we'll do it. Hopefully every Friday. It's a bit of a task, but we'll see. Like Butter says, I was only able to catch half of it, but it was great so far. Yeah, the second half is way better. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that. But Screw Toys did say, like, he was like, hey, vote in the comment section whose top 10 list you like the most. And so far, nobody has done that. I just think they don't want to hurt his feelings because I had the better top 10 list. So, no. Now, his top 10 list, well, yeah, I guess his skewed one. Yeah, y'all watch it. I don't want to spoil any more of it. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's also cool because you didn't see like, oh, like okay, there's two Hispanic toy collectors. They probably like all the same things. They both got tortilla blankets, but it was pretty different. I think. Let me see. I don't think any of our top 10 matched at all. Like our top 10 in 2023. I don't think any of those matched. We did have one match with the top 10 of 2024 anticipated figures. We had one of those matches. Lucky Butter says, do you even look at the Texans mascot this week? Sunday will be complete. You know, I did not look at them. I will eventually get that painted up, ready for next season. Hopefully, I can do it here pretty soon. But yeah, no, it would have been cool to have it for the playoffs. I didn't, so it didn't happen. But I had thought about using one of the Ravens from which one was it? Thor. You know, Thor, where he has like the Thor with the unibrow Thor from the controller wave. I thought about using that my Toro action figure with that Raven when they played last weekend, but of course it wasn't done, so I couldn't do that. Let's see. Duma Nata says, I'm trying to keep track of my purchases this year so I can do a top 10 this year. That's the other thing, because like some people are like, oh, how's that a top 10? That came out last year. I'm like, it technically didn't come out last year. Somehow you just got it earlier than it was you were supposed to. So that's where the top 10s kind of differentiate right there, because it's like some people might get the figure at the end of 2020 or this year, at the end of 2024, some might not get it to 2025. And so it's kind of like, well, who's right on that? Let's see. Mark G says Harold Thor. There we go. Harold Thor. Harold and Kumar. Oh, I could do that. Do that. Harold and Kumar. I know. I guess no. They don't have any Calpan figures. Lucky Bush says bummer for the Lions, but oh well. Hopefully Brock gets himself a ring. I was hoping that Lamar Jackson would get himself a ring, but that's not going to happen this year. So it's not going to happen next year either, because the Texans are going to come back way stronger than what they were this year. And so I don't know what Lamar Jackson is going to do. Unless he wants to become like a second string quarterback for the Texans, I don't think he's going to get a ring next year. But yeah, I didn't see the Lions game, but I saw the score and I was like, dang, they went into halftime. It was 24 to it was 24 to 7. It was 24 to 7. And yeah, it's insane. Like they came back. Spoiler alert, anybody hasn't seen the game. And then I don't know why, man. I thought Kansas City was going to lose, but the Ravens couldn't pull it off. I will acknowledge that had the Texans played the Kansas City Chiefs, we would have won. I just feel like we would have won that. I was scared when we played the Ravens, but I would not have been scared with the Chiefs. Tu madre está gorda. What's up, man? Thanks for sharing the stream tonight on Instagram. Don't they make a Sulu? I don't know that. I don't know. I don't really keep up with Star Trek, so I don't know if they made I don't know, whatever the new ones are called, whatever the new series is called, or not series, but new movies. I don't know. That would be, that would be cool. I don't know. I like that dude. I was actually watching what is it called? Brother Soon, pronounce it the right way. Um, and there's a part where they talk about John Cho, which is kind of cool. Dumba says, do you count a figure once purchased or when you get it in hand? It would have to be in hand because was it 89 Batman from Mezco took 3 years to come out? He wasn't on anybody's top 2020 list. So I think it has to be in hand. Like what it says, that's to Lamar seemed off since he barely ran the ball. I didn't get to watch the whole game. Like I was at part of my afternoon, I was at the Cat Kid Comic Club, the musical. And then after that, we went and had late lunch, early dinner, and they had the game on at the place we were eating at. So I got to see a little bit of it, but not a whole lot of it. But from what I saw, it was bad. When Zay Flowers dropped that, or when he got the taunting penalty and then fumbled at the end zone, I was kind of like, it felt like karma coming through. It's so crazy. Oh, Dude My 9000 says he shared too. I appreciate that. I know I've seen you share before. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Jones says Captain Carrot is in my top 10 already. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Like, but it says, are you getting that Mexico Green Goblin? I feel you can make some silly content with him. His accessories are great for it. So the Green Goblin looks great. Uh, I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be better than the Marvel Legends Retro Green Goblin. So should be interesting. Should be very interesting. It'll go nice with that Spider-Man as well. So that's always a plus. Because like their colors are so I don't know. They look so bright in the promo photos. So as long as I keep that brightness to them, I think they'll look really nice together. Which is crazy because like with those, I think the best dials that would work for them is from that racist dial maker dude. What's his name? What's his name? BT Dabs or something like that. Y'all know if y'all follow High School Creations, y'all know what I'm talking about. But he creates like that cell, like not the cell shaded, but like an animated style dial. So I think they would look cool in one of his dials. Let's see. Lucky Butter says, Mr. Jones, I need to grab that figure. Captain Carrot. Available at Best Buy. Go check bestbuy.com. Green Goblin just looks so Migo. It kind of does, but so does that Spider-Man. So I think they kind of go together. But I mean, it looks cool. The eyes look a bit out there, almost like a pug that's choking. So I don't know. Once it's in hand, see what happens. Marcus says, I think Machu Toy combined the Mezco Spider with hands plus feet from Rebeltech Spider-Man. I'll have to check that out. Marcus says, racist dial maker. Oh yeah, he was talking about because he was a white dude, and he was talking about how he's not one of them white dudes that says the N word, and then I don't even know where that came from, but he was saying that, and then all of a sudden he just dropped it like it was nothing, and he tried to like he tried to cover his tracks, and it didn't work out very well. Everybody heard it. We were like, what? Obi-Wan Chigona said, should the Bears get rid of Justin Fields or build around him? Oh, they should probably get rid of him. I haven't seen enough from him that I guess I haven't watched too many Bears games, but from the highlights that I've seen, I haven't seen anything that's like magical around him. That sounds kind of weird to say. I haven't seen anything magical about this guy. No, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't. He might do better on a different team. He might be a Jared Goff situation. Mark C says, "Did I misheard?" No, it was a racist dude. Mark C said, "I thought he said the same thing." Dude, my 9,000 says, "I like the alliteration when I share the live. I don't know why. I like to use alliteration. Hey, that's all right. Alliteration is cool. I remember when I learned about alliteration, they were like, yeah, they do it in comic books. I'm like, what? Peter Parker. Oh, Dr. Doom. Oh. And I was like, Bruce Wayne. Oh, no, no. It fell off. It fell off immediately. Lucky Butter says, Obi-Wan should go and trade him off. The Bears can't seem to get a good team together. Yeah, see, I think so. Tu madre está gorda dice, ha ha ha, why are there so many racist toy guys? Especially since most of these franchises were starting to include people of all races, genders, sexualities. It's baffling. Yeah, I like the racist people that love X-Men. Yeah, X-Men was a metaphor for civil rights. Yeah. Olu, what's going on? The Bears. I got a mug around here. The Mike Ditka. The Bears. I think is that how they said it? I think it's how to do it. Marcus says they're random. Mr. Jones says, wait, that deep BT Dabs dude is racist. Yeah, well, he's not racist per se. I don't think he hates black people. He just dropped the N word like it was nothing. Uh, I think I'm following him. Do I need to unfollow? It was just funny. It was funny because like he was making these claims and stuff, and like he said he was the number one graffiti artist in Chicago. I don't know how true that is. I don't live in Chicago. Uh, he was like, yeah, I was hanging around with all the homies. Just like I guess he was a like into bad stuff before. I don't know if he was gangster or thug or whatever, but he was like, oh, but I'm not one of them white dudes that says the N word, whatever, blah blah blah. And then he like dropped it immediately. Like it's a normal conversation, and everybody was like, "Rrr," like, did that confused puppy look like? But yeah, so a lot of people unfollowed him for that. Mark C says, Bruce Wayne. Sonny makes it really work in his favor. Elijah Provincio. The beers. Man, those I like those skits back in the day when I was a kid. I wish, I actually one time not one time. There was a one day where I was like, oh, I hope. When I was younger, I kind of did want to be on Saturday Night Live. I thought that would be cool. And I was like, oh man, you used to do impressions all day, be characters and stuff like that, until I realized I can't do impressions. So I'm like, I'd never be able to be anything on that show. But yeah, I mean, I know one of the writers, I think he said I saw his stand up recently, and he was doing a stand up set somewhere else. I saw it on YouTube. Devin Walker, I did a show or two with him. He was a cool dude, but he became a writer on SNL, which I thought was pretty dope. And so they moved him up to New York. But I haven't seen SNL since a long time. I don't even watch it live anymore. Like I watch clips on YouTube, but I haven't been keeping up with them. But yeah, I always thought it'd be cool. I was like, oh man, I could do voices and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, you know what? They need impressionists. Most of the things that they do now is like, well, I'll say most of them, but I think if you got a good impression of someone, you do pretty good in that show. See, Elijah says Chevy Chase got in with a fall. Chevy Chase is another racist person. Speaking of racist person, Tu madre está gorda, he said, usually when you got to point out that you have friends that are insert ethnicity here, it usually means you're racist. I appreciate that you're one of the guys that calls it out. I've always called it out because I'm like, if you can count how many black friends you have, you're racist. If you can count how many Mexican friends you have, you're racist. Like, you're not racist, but you just prefer a certain company. Or if you're Mexican, you're like, a white friend, you're probably racist. Even if you're Mexican, you're like, nah, he's cool. Like, that sounds even more racist when you say it that way. Uh, Tomato Stone Golden said, I still see people riding for talker art and have no idea why. Yeah, that's people are still riding with him too. He's an odd case. I think he's to me it feels like he says stuff to push buttons, which is not always the same. Like I'll say stuff on stage to be to for comedic effect, but like I wouldn't say it just to push a button just to make somebody feel uncomfortable. I'm only gonna say it if I think it's funny and if the audience will think it's funny. I'm not just gonna go over there and be like, ah, blah, 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 blah. That's not cool. Oh, says, oh, he loved Chevy Chase. Yeah, man. That was hard to hear when I found out how bad of a person he was. Apparently, when he was on Community, none of the black actors and actresses wanted to ever share scenes with him because he was so bad, which sucks because he used to be funny. Mark Z says racists collect friends of varying ethnicities like their infinity stones. I got an Asian guy now. Ping. Just need a Mexican and an Indian. I'll be complete. Mr. Jones says, yeah, Chevy Chase is kind of hated by a lot of folks, even his fellow actors. Yeah, like all the cast members of Community can't stand him. So that's pretty bad. Because I always thought, I was like, man, it'd be cool to work on the show Community. I'd have to start my career on SNL and then casually work my way over to the cast of Community. And now Community is not a show anymore. So there's no point for me to be in SNL at this point. Lucky Butter says, seems like he enjoys piss people off and then just say, I'm joking and rich with a hot wife. I have no reason to. But he knows what he's doing. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that seems to be the way it goes. Like I just watched Three Amigos. Yeah, I'm like, when I heard how racist he was, and I saw Three Amigos, I'm like, oh, God, just killing my culture right there. No, but like I said, I mean, well, I heard when he was on Saturday Night Live way back in the day, he was very what is it, misogynist? Like he didn't feel women were equal, which kind of sucks. Like it sucks for women to have to go through that. To not feel like, or have people treat them as if they're not equals. Um, because they can do everything that a man can do, except lift heavy stuff. No, I'm just kidding. There's some girls that are really strong. But yeah, no. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, back to my comedy stuff. Doing what I asked about earlier. No, I do have a show coming up on February 7th as well. So hopefully I'll get different jokes recorded and put those up as well. Olu says it would be funny to see racist by diverse characters. So that's the weird thing because I'm like, are you a completionist? Because you might have to buy some black action figures. Like, I think what was like the people too that were all mad, like, oh man, Ariel is black. I was like, I never thought of Ariel as white, to be honest with you. I always thought she was like Pacific Islander. When I saw Little Mermaid back in the day, I never imagined that. Like Aladdin too. I was like, oh, Aladdin's what is it? Arabic? I was like, nobody said anything about that though. Okay. I mean, he's Arabic. Like I think, right? He's Arabic. Arabian Nights. Yeah, he's Arabic. We'll go with that. I'm gonna start telling people that I'm not racist. I like Aladdin. Mark G says there was a horror comedy film with him and I think Dan Aykroyd called Nothing But Trouble. And it's been said that Chevy was difficult to work with. I heard that he's one of the most difficult people to work with. Him and Steven Seagal. Steven, don't look me in the eyes, Seagal. That's why people are like, oh man, he's such a great action hero. I'm like, I don't know. I've heard some terrible things about him. Danny Trejo, on the other hand, very nice guy. He actually, I saw an interview that he did, and he said that he was having lunch or dinner with his mom. I think it might have said his grandma, but I'm like, that fool's like 80 years old, so he probably meant his mom, unless it was like 40 years ago. But he was eating lunch, and then some fan asked for an autograph, and he was like, "No, no, I'm trying to have lunch." And the woman he was with, whether it was his mom or his grandma, was like, "They're the reason you're in this position. You better take that picture with that kid." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I like that outlook that he has." Let's see. Mark Z says Bill Murray too. From what I've heard, I've heard that Bill Murray shows up on set when he wants to. So some people will book him for a role and hope that he shows up because he does. He's like real flaky. He actually shows up here in Austin every now and then, and starts DJing at random clubs. Lucky Butter says, is Kramer still hated? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Michael Richards in a long time. I'm guessing he is. Mr. Jones says, yeah, Steven Seagal is terrible. Yeah, I've heard he is. That Croc Creek, yeah, it sure is, man. I was trying to bend it back a little bit more, but I couldn't do it. It wasn't working for me for some reason. I've done it before. It's not working. I even took the tail off so it didn't poke me in my arm or my hand, but it's not working. Chris Jones says, and what's his name from Lethal Weapon? He's racist too, if I recall. So is Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain. You're talking about Mel Gibson? He doesn't like Jewish people, which is crazy because he made a movie about Jesus. Kevin Sorbo, I don't think Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, I think Kevin Sorbo did get racist. Hercules. Because at first he was like political, and I think he started leaning into the racist views at that point. Tu madre está gorda, he said all those old SNL guys were kind of awful. That's why Ghostbusters 3 never got made, because Bill Murray was so hard to work with. Olu says someone has to stop motion that Steven Seagal run. Lucky Butter says, blows my mind that you would be such a big shot. You make it difficult to work with. I was trying to make things go smoothly. So, and I will say, it's not just big actors that are difficult to work with. I was on a set of this TV show called Meet Jane that did not get picked up, which is why I have a 9 to 5 job instead of working on a TV show. But I was on the pilot episode, and there was a dude on there that was making things difficult for me because he was from Hollywood and I was not. And anytime I would talk to the main actress, Molly Parker, he would jump in and be like, "Hey, Molly, over there in LA, what's the pizza place I'm thinking? They don't have it here in Texas. You wouldn't know." And I'm like, "This what, fuck, man?" I wanted to hurt that dude so bad, but I couldn't because I needed the job. I was like, I need to stay on this TV set or TV set. Oh, this is a TV set, TV show set, and make money. I can't be out here trying to fight this dude. I really did not like him though. Like, I wouldn't say his name on here if I knew it, just not to give him attention. But I don't even remember his name. I don't think he actually introduced himself to me. But yeah, he was a little prick. Miss Jones says, as Scott Baio, I used to love Charles in Charge, but when I found out how he was, I had to burn all my DVD sets of that show. You used to watch Charles in Charge? I couldn't stand that show. I tried to watch it and I was like, I don't like this. Doombot 9000 says, wait, what? Which part, Doombot 9000? I don't know which part you were confused on. The Mother Sangorda, he said Groundhog's Day was shot backwards because he became worse as time went on and the director knew. Oh yeah, was it Harold Ramis that shot that one? That recorded it or directed it? That shot it. Mark C says, I think Kevin Sorbo did get racist. It's a while since it's all right, let's see. Savage Saint says, I met and hung out with Dan Aykroyd when he was promoting his Crystal Skull vodka at a restaurant I was managing. Pretty cool guy, to be honest. Told him that Dr. Detroit was my favorite movie. Well, see, that's good. I like that some people do have positive interactions with these people. So that way you could be like, hey, they're not always bad. Sometimes they are, but not always bad. But that's cool that Dan Aykroyd was cool with you. Was a nice guy. I've heard that 50 Cent is pretty nice too. Who else have I heard Bushwick Bill from the Ghetto Boys was insane to be around and insane to know. Mark C says, yeah, didn't you scare him with a knife? No, not that guy. That was the guy who played my stand-in Idiocracy. He wanted to fight me. I was like, I'll take that fool. I was like, what? I didn't know how things were. There was a casting director, Donise Hardy, rest in peace. She passed away last year. But Donise Hardy, I would tape auditions for her, and I would audition for her at her casting place, at her casting office. And one day we were up in Dallas and we were having lunch, and she was like, I don't know, I said something because someone was like, what was it? I forgot how it came up, but I was like, oh, that fool could square up if he wants to. And she was like, you can't be ghetto. You have to stop being ghetto. If you want to be an actor, you can't be ghetto. And I was like life altering. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I'll leave some of that back. That's not how Hollywood works. I was like, dang it. Really wished it was. uh, but yeah, no, she told me that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's all just stand up comedy. It has to be however I want. No, I'm kidding. I probably should like not be, but I have to. It makes more sense for the jokes. Miss Joe says, Sonny, would you ever work on a show with George Lopez? You know what? I probably would. Only because everybody heard the front part of that about the Ralph Barbosa thing, but then Ralph tells the story on different podcasts and stuff, and he said George Lopez hit him up and was like, "Hey, I shouldn't have done that." Like he manned up and said, "Hey, I should not have done that." Now, though, the thing about him not helping Hispanic people, that's still messed up. But um, I can see why he thinks that's a good idea, but then I can also see why that's a dumb claim for him. Almost kind of racist. Put if whoever's keeping the list, put George Lopez on the almost racist list. Like Butter says, for sure, some people are just not that, are just that way, not just super rich stars. Yeah, no, because this other guy that he was on the set of Meet Jane, I was like, what else has he been in? They're like, the extras were like, oh, he played one of the classmates in The Sixth Sense. I go, okay, what's his name in the movie? They're like, oh, I think he was an extra. Like, I don't know why people, when they're extras, you're not in the movie, technically a part of the cast. You don't get to treat people bad. Dumba Nathan says, oh, that was a reference to the DJing comment. Yeah, one of my cousins was one time at I want to say the library bar here in downtown Austin. And he Snapchatted and Bill Murray was there DJing randomly. He was like, oh man, Bill Murray just walked in, got on turntables. Yeah, he was DJing for the club. This is pretty crazy. Like, but it says, I'm curious if Keanu Reeves is actually as nice as the media talks about. He seems to mind his business, but Hollywood just keeps going wild for him acting normal. I've seen plenty of videos where people just happen to be like randomly recording him because he's Keanu Reeves, but like he doesn't acknowledge that. He doesn't. It doesn't look like he's paying attention, and then he just does something nice to do it, which is cool. I hope one day I can be like that, and I'll be nice to people. I'll be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, old lady? You need me to get that box of Post Smacks off the top shelf for you? No problem. I'm a celebrity, but I'll do it anyway." Like, I would probably point out that too. If I ever got famous, I'll point out that I'm a celebrity, but I'm doing this to be nice to you, normal people. And they'll be like, man, that's such a nice guy. He put me in my place, but also helped me. Let's, let's see. Like what it says, but most of the time the media brings that up when a John Wick movie comes out. Man, what if he's just doing that for publicity? It's crazy. If he's like really mean, like Ellen. Mark C says, saying 50 Cent is a nice guy is wild considering how often he trolls people on social media. He trolls celebrities, though. He doesn't necessarily go after people who are not famous. So, like that little kid, I say he's a little kid, but he had that disease where he looked like a little kid. He passed away recently, but 50 Cent did a video with him for his YouTube channel one time to help him blow up. That was kind of cool. And then 50 Cent did say like RIP to his homie, whatever. But yeah, I've heard that he's a pretty nice guy to hang out with. Mark Z says that's not how Hollywood works while casting actors in the most stereotypical roles possible. Here's the thing. People get typecast in those stereotypical roles because I would go to them auditions and I'd be in the lobby or waiting room or whatever, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, I'm Sonny?" And they'd be like, "Oh, hello, my name's so so," and then they would just kind of like, hmm. And then I would be like, "Oh, what role are you here for?" And they'd be for the same role that I was there for, and then I could hear them in the casting booth or in the room, and they were doing the stereotypical ghetto people on TV type thing. Like, yo, dog, what's up, man? You know, when you're like, I was like, I don't know what ghetto you're from. We don't talk like that. Uh, I tried to explain that to someone one time as well. I go, that's more like what you see on TV. I was like, I ain't never really ran into people that like people. Yes, they talk similar to that, but more of our ghetto lifestyle is just like openly announcing crime as if it's nothing. They'd be like, oh man, they out shooting at this one dude, right? And man, I got this close to like hit his car window, like ricocheted and didn't even break the glass. It was crazy. And you're just like, dang, that's wild, man. You should probably not be here in my house right now. But like in TV, they're like, oh no, you gotta be like, yo, what's up, dog? Hey. I'm like, nobody says that. Nobody says yo that many times. Mark Z says, wait. Olu says, can't be ghetto, gotta be Hollyweird. There you go. That's the one. They don't want actual ghetto, they want Hollywood ghetto. Miss Jones says, yeah, I've heard from a lot of people in Hollywood tell stories of you have to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes you may not want to if you want to make it. I've heard that too. I punked a few people just because I was like, I'm not doing it. Or they tried to punk me and I was like, it ain't gonna work that way. Savage Saint says, I met a lot of cool people like Arnold, Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks, that's crazy. I've never met anybody that met Lloyd Banks. Like I never heard anybody say I met Lloyd Banks. Eric Sermon, oh that's dope. Ice T and Coco, Kevin James, Billy Joel, and John Romita Senior. Romita. I never known how to say that dude's last name. And Junior. Met some complete jerk offs. uh, how was Kevin James? I've heard Kevin James can go either way. I don't know if you when you met Kevin James, but apparently early on Kevin James was cool. Later on, Kevin James I heard was not so cool. Like post pandemic Kevin James I heard is not too cool. Mr. Jones says, "Hi, Mario Lopez. That clip he was in a few months ago saying I can't be Mexican when I'm on camera. I'm it's not professional or something out of pocket like that. That fool's wild, man." Uh, Tu Madre San Gorda, dice, isn't Mario Lopez a trumpeter too? I don't know. I don't know if he does it. Mark C says, that's valid. I didn't know he passed away. I say passed away. I'm up here trying to think like, I'm not, who did I say passed away? Who you talking about that passed away? I already forgot. Romito. 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 Okay. Uh, wait, who passed away? I'm trying to think now. What are we talking about? Gotta go back. But no, like some people, Coolio was real cool. I mean, he was weird, but he was cool. I think I mentioned when I met Tech Nine, he seemed cool, but then I made like I was when I met Tech Nine, it was very embarrassing for me. RC says I haven't met any celebrities. The closest are Linda Carter. She was doing a book signing, and Ava Max. She was touring and was in my neighborhood. Oh, Marcy said you said the YouTube. Oh yeah, the YouTuber who passed away and did a video to this. Yeah, he did that. God, what is that song called? It's like it's a Lloyd song. Put you. It's a put. What was that song? How does that song go? Oh man, I cannot think how the song goes. But yeah, no, it was a young. It was a he was a younger dude, but his his facial features kind of grew older, but he stayed short. And apparently, he didn't have any money to his name, which kind of sucks because he had all that fame off YouTube. But I guess it might have been pre YouTube partnership days or whatever. So, or it would have been harder to get the partnership. So he didn't really make a whole lot of money off it. He just got popular, but then wasn't able to monetize or capitalize on any of that. Savage Saint says, I made him pre-pandemic and he was chill. He was dieting and could have been grumpy in the steakhouse, but he was cool. Yeah, I could see that. That would put me in the mood. If I'm like, oh, I'm trying to save or lose weight, and now I got to be here. This Joe says, Linda Cordova. Demandra Stangorda says, I have a friend that works cameras on some notable movies TV, and they said nobodies and super famous are cool, but those BC list celebrities are the worst. That's what I've heard as well. I've experienced it as well. Marcus G says, my mentor did a concert with Tech Nine. Oh, that's so dope. I think he said it was weird. I believe it. His label is Strange Music. I believe he has a right to be weird. Keenan Cahill. Thank you, Marcus. See, that's his name. That is his name. I could not think of it for the life of me. But what's that song called? Go Down on Me? Put Your Body on Me? I don't know what that song is called, but he did it. And 50 Cent popped up in his video. That was kind of cool. But yeah, Keenan Cahill. Yeah, he passed away. Oh man, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, from complications during the surgery, which sucks because like when those people when they when some people are born with those abnormalities or whatever, and they have to constantly go through surgery and constantly go through surgery. That sucks, man. It puts a toll on their body and stuff. And he didn't make it through one of the surgeries, which sucks too. Because sometimes you're like, oh, I'm gonna go through this break. I'm just going into surgery, and then come out of it. It's crazy. That's crazy to me because you're like, wow, like, did you tell your loved ones, hey, we had a great life? Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. Marcy said, yeah, it's Down on Me. Okay, that's the song. But yeah, no. What other celebrities have I met that were cool? Luke Wilson was cool. He seemed kind of out of it, but he was cool. Mills Lane, Judge Mills Lane. I actually met him at a boxing match. That was a really cool dude. Like, he was probably the first celebrity I ever met. He was a real cool dude. I was a little kid, but he was real cool to me. Savage Saint says, I worked in the restaurant business in New York, sports supplements industry, and at an MTV. Oh, for a hot sex, I met a bunch of people. That's what's up, man. That's cool. Would you agree the not so big celebrities are probably the worst people? You don't have to say names, but you can say yes or no. Mid-range celebrities, budget celebrities. We'll call them budget celebrities. Are the budget celebrities worse? Mr. Jones says, yeah, death comes for us all when it wants to. Don't get to choose. I often wonder how my wife is going to handle my collection when I suddenly pass. Oh, man, I feel like my collection would just get sold off super quick. I think my boys would take a few of them. They'd be like, oh, I'll keep this one. Mr. Jones says, all my stuff is in bins with labels if it's not on display, but it's still a lot. I should probably do that one day. But I want to try to display everything. That's the bad part about mine. But then I put them on display and then I'm like, I really don't want to use that for content because now I got to mess up my display. So it's like a gift and a curse. No, it's not. It's more of a laziness. The mother start going to these said, I've never met any celebrities, but I wouldn't want to. I'd rather meet Indiana Jones. I don't care about Harrison Ford. I don't want to meet Harrison Ford if it's because he crashed a plane into my yard. He likes to crash, or he doesn't like to crash planes. He's crashed a lot of planes before. Dubai 9000 says, all my toys coming with me when I go. He's like, okay, hand me that Marvel Legends cable, please. I need to put it right here. Put it right there. Marcy says, I like to meet Tom Holland. He was in Boston with Zendaya, and I was salty. I probably want to get the Final Swing Spider-Man figure signed. That would be cool. One thing that sucks is like I don't. If I'm working directly with the actor or whatever, I don't get any photos or autographs or nothing with them. I'm like, I probably should have, but I don't do it. Even with, I hadn't been doing it with comedians either, and my wife was like, "You got to do it. You got to do it. People expect it." Like, that's right. Okay. There you go. Mark C says, "Coffin fix for life." Man, who would I take? I'd probably take Alf with me. Maybe a Spider-Man and a Wolverine. A Plunderling would be cool to take. Oh, I would take my gold Plunderling. That way they'd be like, Plunderling community would be like, man, one of the gold Plunderlings got buried. That just upped the value of every other Plunderling. Like whenever they open up the Pokemon OG retro cards packs, it raises the value of all the other ones. I saw that on a TV show. I was like, that's wild. I know who does that. Like Butter says, lately I've wondered if all the toys from the 80s and 90s will still have high value when our generations get close to passing away. I think they'll be higher valued because they'll be more vintage. Savage Saint says, that's true in some cases. So some of the biggest celebs were too, though some I don't blame. Some are just crappy people. Yeah, I've heard that too. Mark C says, I'd like to meet David Yost, the OG Blue Power Ranger. A little fly or something, a little gnat. Mr. Jones says, I have a stuffed bear that I've had since I was a baby, and I always said it's going to be buried with me. I have my first teddy bear that my parents saved, and then my sister saved, and she gave it to me when I had a kid. And I gave it to my kid, and he was like, I don't want this little raggedy thing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess Build-A-Bear is probably a little bit better. But no, so we still have it, but it was supposed to be for him. He didn't want it. I felt very, like, I was like, oh, cool. My first teddy bear. That's dope. I can give it to my kid. And then he rejected it. And I was like, oh, that's, I didn't know how to feel about that. Like, well, I mean, I gave it to him. It was supposed to be sentimental. He was like, no, thanks. It was pretty weird. I thought it was going to be a joyous moment, and it didn't happen. Lucky Butter says, but will people buy it just for its history? Because most people won't have the same connection as we did with it. I think they would buy it for the history, but I also think that they would buy it for the connection that their parents may have had with it. Because now that people have cameras on their phones, they take pictures of everything. It's like one day someone might be like, oh man, I got this Barbie because my mom posted a picture on this Facebook website thing, app thing. I don't know what it was on this Facebook thing when she was at the Barbie movie. So I wanted to get this Barbie as something to remember her by. So they might do it for that reason. Mr. Jones says, I met David Yost, Walter Jones, and Carlton Banks himself, Alfonso Ribeiro. I heard he's fun. Or I heard he's a really nice guy. Parksy says, stuffed animals are kind of non-negotiable. They're more of a priority compared to figures in a burned building situation. Oh, I don't even know. I don't know where that bear is at. I know we own it still. I don't know where it's at. So we had to leave, bounce out. I'd be like, oh, well, I guess that bear's gone. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that I wanted to do this on the live stream. But I'm probably gonna get off at midnight here. I was gonna do some builds. Stormtrooper kit build. Got this from 796 Studios. Shout out to Mario El Mexicano. I don't know if I can say his last name on the live stream. I don't know how many people know his last name. But it's a Stormtrooper build. I was gonna do it on the live stream. I totally forgot to set up for it. I just saw the box right now. But yeah, got two of them. So, and I think it's a snap together, which is good because I suck at the ones you gotta use glue for. But yeah, so maybe next week we'll do that if I remember and I set up properly for it. Miss Jones and Peter Cullen. Olu says, I have my original Toy Biz Blackbird jet. It's still dope. That's cool. I have my original Toy Biz Gambit, Silver Samurai, Wolverine with a broken arm, and Sabretooth. Oh, and I still have Gideon and Shatterstar as well. There was a time where my parents were buying me a toy each week, and it lasted apparently 6 weeks. Marcy says 2 to 6 hour build stream. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say how many parts there are. Also, it's all Japanese, so I actually don't know if it says how many parts there are. I tried looking at it when he sent it to me. I was like, oh, do I need glue? Yeah, I totally don't have a clue what this says. Let's see, packaging is okay. I'm just making noise with my mouth. I'm not actually reading anything. But yeah, that should be cool. But I was gonna set up my other camera and have it as the model kit hand or model kit cam. So like I said, maybe we'll do it later on or another night. I also thought about doing one and having one of my kids do the other one and just record it, just so I can show them how much superior I am at building things. That one probably would make for a better video. I might get some people be like, you didn't let your kid win. That's right, I didn't. My dad didn't let me win. I ain't gonna let them win. They better earn that win. Olu says, I want a GW bridge so bad. Saberstein says, is that the red and white Shatterstar? It's the white and gray Shatterstar. Toy Biz Shatterstar. I got him because I thought he looked real cool. I was like, man, this guy looks dope. Look at this mask. It's like partially on his face. So cool. But yeah, so I have those. I always wanted Sauron. My cousin has Sauron. I was always jealous. I was like, he gets all the good stuff. It's like his mom spoils him. I don't know how he's gonna make it as an adult being spoiled like that, but right now, totally would like that figure. No, he's a cool dude. He's managed in life. I don't know. Try to be like, whoa, who is he? I'm gonna go follow him. Don't go follow him. I just lost Chainsaw Man's face. Oh, there it is. Chainsaw Man is dope, and I just dropped a stand that I was playing with as well. Nah, Chainsaw Man is dope, but his face falls off way too easy. That's my only gripe with this figure. Man, it's not sticking in at all. Might have to get some sticky tack for it. Okay. Dude says model kits are fun. I got a few vending machine ones. I keep putting off building. It looks intimidating. This one does too. I mean, this one has a lot of parts. One day I was like, oh, I'm just gonna build this during lunch, and I was like, you know what? That's gonna be a long time. So it has like this pack right here. It has 2 racks here of different parts. So it might be. And then the instructions, I don't know if they're even in English or not. Like IKEA instructions, there's no words really. What? Oh, okay. Oh, you know, it's not gonna be a bad build. It's only like 12 steps. It's like Alcohol is Anonymous. Oh, no. There's 12, 13. There's 16 steps, but each step has like 50 steps within it. So that's gonna be interesting. All right. Mark G says, I want to get the SHF Chainsaw Man for custom, but I realized how short he was. Well, yeah, all SHF figure arts, SH figure arts are short. It kind of sucks because sometimes I was like, oh, I want to put these with this figure, but it's too short, so it doesn't look right. But for those at home, we'll see. Put them next to Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Because I think most of y'all should have this figure. And Denji, aka Chainsaw Man. Don't laugh. I still haven't found his tie. I know it's in my backpack somewhere. But yeah, he's a little guy. He's not as little as Tiny Leon. Actually, these two aren't that bad size for each other. Wow, I love this figure. I don't love this figure. It's crazy. But I guess they can fight each other. They're about the same height. Look at that. Oh man. Hey, thank you, Marcus G, for calling him too small. I never would have compared his size to anybody else had you not said that. Oh, so thanks for ruining that. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't ruin it. That's cool. That's cool that he's that small. Now I have someone for Leon to fight. Marcy says the Super Sentai Mecha Power Rangers Zord model kits are dope. Yeah, I got a Chainsaw Man kit too. I need to do that one as well. Because they're supposed to have Denji as well. So you can make Denji or you can make Chainsaw Man. So that should be a cool kit to put together. What else are we talking about here? What else are we talking about? Oh yes, Screw Toys. Me and him, we're gonna film the second podcast. Um, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it tomorrow or not for sure, but maybe tomorrow. But we'll have it up for Friday. So Olu says, "Do you have Mofex or plan to buy any?" I have Nightwing, which I love. I also have this Spider-Man, which I love his colors. Was not that excited about the figure itself. I have Scarlet Spider, Batman Hush, also a really good figure. The Batman Hush blue, yeah, blue and gray. I have the Marvels, the Batman Mafex figure as well. That was actually a good figure. I know people complain about his torso, but I thought it was a pretty good figure. As far as what I'm looking forward to in Mafex, I don't know. I hear Steel is really good, but oh, the Magneto looks real nice. I like the way it looks. I didn't pick it up, but I like the way he looks. Scarecrow looks nice. Captain America looks horrible, and I do not like the look of the new Daredevil that Mafex is putting out either. Mark C says, "I want that Spider-Man to make a John Kent Superman. The colors match well. That blue is amazing. Like that's an amazing blue color for that Spider-Man." Madre Tan Gorda dice he's as tall as Ellie from the rest of us. Oh, from the third party? That's a good size for a kid. Like that's the crazy part. It's a good size for a kid. Like even I have Atticus Doom around here. There's Atticus Doom. Like, because I love Atticus Doom, but this guy's still small. I guess they could roll around and have adventures together. They're both on my finger. I don't know. I guess maybe he just looks very small. I know. Tu Madre Está Gorda dice he also has that issue with that Leon figure. I need to do more pictures with this Atticus Doom. For a while, I had this coat on vapor to make him look like a pimp. And then someone went into my office and they were like, "This guy kind of looks like a pimp." And I was like, "Man, shut up and get out of my office. Why did you even come in?" They're like, "You have an open door policy." I was like, "Doesn't mean you can come in my open door. It just means I have it open in case I pass gas in here and I don't want to suffocate. That's why I have an open door policy." And they're like, "Oh, that's why. That's right. That's why." Yeah. Marcy said, "I really want Scarecrow, 2099. Oh yeah, 2099 looks cool. Bane, I can't do the Bane. It looks too tiny. Toby Spider-Man from my facts. 17 says, "Got to dip early. Have a good one." Hey, thanks for showing up, man. And I'll be out of here in 11 minutes as well. Okay, 15 minutes. I'll give you that 5 minutes that I was late. Bane and Toby Spider-Man. I like how I pronounced pimp, like pimp. Wait, what? I'm not here. Marcus, he's catching us on all these words. He caught a screw toy and said Pete's. What? Pizza with an X. Ola says Gambit is the only Mofex I've got. Couldn't pass him up. Oh yeah, he looks cool too. Um, Someone had told me they're like, "Oh, I'll sell you a Mofex Gambit for cheap." I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "That makes sense. I'm a celebrity. I was in Idiocracy." No, no, they were just trying to get rid of it, but they got home and they're like, "Oh, it's the Mezco version." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I don't know if I want that one." Uh, but yeah, that Gambit looks cool. I always thought Gambit was a cool character. Like when I saw him on the cartoon, I was like, "Man, that's a cool dude. He seems chill." Scribe Drone, what's going on, man? Says Marfex should make a cable. If they make Marvel vs. Capcom cable, I want that one. That would be cool in Marfex version. The size of that Bane that they're making. Use the Bane body to make that cable. Marcy says it's how Wade pronounces milk. Milk? Like milk. Really? I've never heard him say. I guess I never paid attention to him saying it that way. Uh, yeah, that's how you say pimp though. Pimp. Uh, Maybe I've been listening to too much UGK. That's the way PMC always said it. Mr. Jones says, "Yeah, I had that Mofex Gambit. I need them to make a night. Oh, they would. I don't know, man. If they would make a nice Nightcrawler, I think they should put Nightcrawler on the new Hasbro Marvel Legends Black Widow body. They should make Nightcrawler on that body. Just not the boobs, but Mark says, Hank Pimp. Yeah, oh, that's a good idea to make a Hank Pimp. Be like this, just tall dude that has a stable of hoes everywhere. Everywhere he goes, causing wasps. No, but Nightcrawler with the curves, crazy. Well, oh look, that's what I have right here. You know who needs to make Nightcrawler Sentinel? Oh man, can you imagine Sentinel Nightcrawler? That would be dope. I have my Black Widow right here. I mean, she's cool. I like that Marvel Legends finally doing something with the female figure. Because to me, they never needed to have that solid torso. Like it made no sense. Like, what I have, or not the solid, yeah, the solid like stomach. Like just to have a solid stomach made no sense. Women can bend at the waist. They don't need to not bend. Like I always wondered what the decision was behind that. Like why they hadn't upgraded beforehand. Because they're like, oh, we're gonna ruin her perfect abs. Hey, it's a toy. Ruin those perfect abs if you have to. And it didn't really do anything. I mean, she kind of got like, what is they called, a fupa or whatever? She kind of got it going on because of that. But it's not that bad. Like, it's not where you're going to pay attention to it too much. Ooh, there we go. Prescribed Drone makes a good point. Revoltech could make an amazing Nightcrawler. Amazing Yamaguchi Nightcrawler. If Muffix did Nightcrawler, I have to pay up. I see, I don't know. I figured they put him on that Spider-Man body. It still wouldn't be as articulated as I want him. Mark C says, like the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler with the sculpted gloves and boots, needs a torso swap, though. It's the same as the old torso, right? If I'm not mistaken. For Marvel Legends. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I saw it once and I didn't really see it after that. Mark C says, I cut a shriek torso in the waist to add a ball joint. Still trying to figure out how to make it look clean. Trying to find my shriek up there. Well, I guess it's just this figure without the, was it torso ab crunch? Mark Z says, a futon. No, a fupa. It's like a chalupa, but not at all. Commander Gorda said, why hasn't any other females come in that body? Dude, they should have put Spiral on this body. God, that'd been so cool. Yeah, no, they haven't put any other ones on here. They should have put Spider Gwen or any of the Spider Ladies. Marky says, "Yeah, I would have preferred a Renew Your Vow Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy body on that Nightcrawler." Marcy says, "He loves chalupas." I don't want to make that. I don't want to make that comparison. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know why they haven't made this any other bodies with this. Like at first, I wasn't even impressed with this body. I'll be honest with you. Until I did a comparison video, and I was like, actually, it's pretty good. Like I always wonder, like how much the other toy reviewers play with the figure before they even do a review. Because sometimes I'll play with the figure, but most of the time it's just like I literally just unboxed it and took out all the accessories. I hadn't really messed with it a lot. As evidenced by my Doom video, where I'm like, I don't know what this thing is. I don't know where these things go. And then at the last minute, I'm like, I totally figured this out once I stopped recording. So Parsley says, I like a White Widow, Yelena Belova on that body. The mother son Gorda dice Electra on that body. Like Butter says, is there a Hasbro announcement soon? It seems like they've been backing off releasing figures, or just as many as they have been. Well, they got that leak list, so pretty sure they're gonna have to make some announcements here pretty soon. You know, if our Hasbro and our list got leaked, I'll just flip it and be like, screw it, we're not bringing those out. Not till next year. Got to prove them wrong one time. Oh yeah, Psylocke would look good on this body too. I don't have any Psylocke figures. I don't know that I want that new Psylocke figure. I want that classic style Psylocke, but I don't want to pay crazy prices for that Psylocke. Especially like, oh, there's a purple hair version, so I got to charge you more. Like, what? Oh, you got a defect? I got to pay more for that defect? No, I know it's not a defect. Um, but yeah, yeah, if I were Hasbro, I'd like totally. Oh, our list got leaked. Screw it, we're not making any of those figures. Olu says no $50 Psylocke. There you go. I remember at one point she was going for like $90 to $95. So I was like, oof, that's yeah, it's insane. Because it was purple hair. Mark C says a new Mystique would be dope, whether it's the Black Assassin look or a redo for the classic design. Or give her that double elbow like that one guy was complaining about on Facebook. Oh, I can't believe them. I'm gonna sue everybody. I'm like, no, calm down, dude. Scarjo says, which company you think would make a better Darkhawk figure? He always looked dope. Ooh, let's see. My first instinct says Mezco because I'm trying to be a Mezco shield. Uh Revotech, Amazing Yamaguchi. That Moon Knight looks dope. I didn't get it, but it looks dope. I might have to try to enter a contest where I can win him. No, he looks dope though. But maybe they could do it. Maybe they'll pull it off. I got that Harley Quinn. Let's mess with her. There we go. I was all like, oh, I finally got Reveltech. And I was like, oh, wait, never mind. I have Woody. He's also Reveltech. Amazing Yamaguchi. Amazing Yamaguchi sounds way cooler than Reveltech. Revotech, however people pronounce it. But yeah, Amazing Yamaguchi. Like when you put an adjective like that in your company name, people have to think you're dope. Now her elbows are ugly. She got the inner elbow. Like she got reverse gout. That big bubble right there. But I say, girl, you got a bubble butt? No, I got a bubble inner elbow. What? Dudes think it's sexy. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, but you see the joints kind of ridiculous. The Woody was cool, and they released, or they have a reissue of Jesse, which is up for pre-order a bunch of places right now. So that's gonna be cool. only got that Woody because I got the Buzz Lightyear, even though they're not the same because it's movie Buzz Lightyear versus Toy Story Buzz Lightyear, but they go nicely together. Like they're still friends. I was playing with Woody the other day. I don't know where I put him. Put him down somewhere. But yeah, no, those are cool as well. Marcy says, I think I'd like a Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, and maybe Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Black Canary, Green Arrow from Rebel Tech. Yeah, that new Batgirl. I know Mr. Jones posted it or sent it to us. That it looks dope. It's McFarlane. It looks dope. And ever since McFarlane made Captain Carrot, they can do no wrong in my eyes. Uh, no, I don't even know much about the character, but that figure is dope. And what is going on here? I just realized Harley Quinn's thighs are crooked. What did I do here? Oh, okay. No, wait. I made her legs look weird. There we go. Okay. Oh, man. Sorry, 12:01. All right. Got about 4 minutes on here. Then I got to get to bed. I stayed up really late last night, clipping videos from my stand up set. And then I got up early. And then I got to get up early tomorrow for work. So we'll do 4 more minutes, and then we're out of here. But I do have a comedy show, like I said, on February 7th. I know we'll have another live stream between then, but I'm excited about that one because this past Saturday was cool because I did my new style, but it wasn't. It was way more conversational than it's been recently, or the other times that I did it at open mics and such. So yeah, I liked it a lot. So I'm looking forward to the show on the 7th. Tu madre está gorda dice, which Harley are you playing with? The Revoltech. Amazing Yamaguchi. Got it from BBTS. I like it. It's pretty cool. I haven't posed it very much. Like I played with it a little bit, but uh, I wouldn't say she's not as good as Spider Gwen from Sentinel. Like it's not that good. It's pretty nice though. Her stomach it doesn't have a torso cut, but it's two spots. So she has some play to her bend. But yeah, it's cool. I just need a definitive Joker to go with her. And when I say definitive, I just mean something that looks similar. The only Jokers I have are McFarlane Jokers. Oh, well, I got my other Joker, my Felix Toys Joker. But he looks too realistic to go with her. Well, especially when she's all hunchback like that. He looks too realistic. Also too tall. Wait a minute. Oh man. What? What? Leon is taller than Harley Quinn? Oh man. I don't know. I don't know. That might work. But he looks realistic. That's the only bad part. He looks realistic. Tu madre está gorda, he said the girls are so anime. I think that's what they're going for, though. I read somewhere that that's the style that they go for. They try to make everything anime style as far as like comic book characters are concerned, especially the female characters. I read that that's like their goal or something like that. I was like, well, I mean, it works. I like the way it looks. Cool figure. Oh, let's see. Oh, but yeah, that's a cool figure. Cool figure for show. All right, where we at? 12:04. All right, we got 30 seconds left. Marcy says the Mafex Hush Harley Quinn is taller than she's normally portrayed. I didn't like the way that one looked. Like I almost pulled the trigger on it. And then I saw some people who were like, "Oh man, this is so great," and I'm like, "That's not that great." Glad I didn't do that one. But I wanted a 6-inch 1/12 scale Harley Quinn, so Rebel Tech came through with it. Um, But yeah, so it is 12:05 now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Shout out to everyone that came through. Matt Lodger 44, Savage Saint, Demanda Stan Gorda, Mark Rose, Obi-Wan Chagonis, Olu, Marcus Yee, Mr. Jones, Lucky Butter, Doomby 9000. Who am I missing? BB's the chosen one. Let's see who else. Who else? Was that it? That might have been it that chatted. But yeah, thank y'all all for watching. Oh, uh, what am I thinking? Provincial Elijah. Yeah, he came through as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully, I have some more content out there for y'all. Like I said, check my Instagram at Sonny from the O2 or my Facebook pages for those comedy clips because they will get posted on there as well. And TikTok, they're probably going to go on TikTok as well. But appreciate all of y'all tuning in. You have a great rest of the week, and we'll see y'all next time.